It is the 12 Days of Podcast, and today we are joined by Dan and Trinity from Toe on the Trigger podcast. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up?
Not a heck of a lot. Yourselves?
Not too much. See, we haven't been talking for 5 minutes prior to the recording beginning.
Oh, I know. It's been...
It just instantly went live.
This is totally live. Yeah, 100% live. Yeah.
I'm new to the business. I'll get there.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So this is supposed to be a Christmas show. So my actual question that I was thinking about, because at this time of recording, I don't know if we want to break the fourth wall, but I've only listened to one of your guys' episodes because one has only come out.
So we should have had 3 by now.
No,
really?
Or more.
No,
yeah.
No. So we've had 2 come out now because there was one last night.
Yeah.
And today is technically day 3 here in Australia. So day 3 will be coming out later.
Maybe
so
I need
you guys
to update my.
In your day 3.
Yeah.
I think that maybe podcasts travel at the speed of like airplanes, because maybe it just takes as long to get here as it does to like fly here.
Yeah. We just put it in the mail and send it by Ozpost, and by the time it gets to you guys, it'll be
July 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you guys just use like albatross to send mail? Isn't it just like albatross and like seagulls and just like weird birds?
No, we just send it by kiwi because kiwis don't fly; they just float. It's fine. It'll get there eventually.
Supposedly, we float.
Yeah. Put it in a bottle for it. It's good. No, I'm trying to do them like in the afternoon because then it kind of it's close enough to the American day 3, and then it's still on our day 3. Because, when we did it in the morning, we'd have a few American mates coming back going, but it's only day 2. Why are you putting up day 3? And it's like, no, we're, in the future. So
we're not in the future. Oh, I hate that. Anyway, sorry. What was your question, Dan? Because Gareth kind of cut you off.
My actual question, was, my microphone just got way quieter and weirder.
Sure did.
I don't know why. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah. We can edit it on our end later on anyway. We can make you louder.
Okay. Oh, fantastic. Okay. It'll come back. There we go. Okay. So my question is, why are you such a Scrooge, Gareth? Like, what is it about Christmas that just like curdles your blood?
Yeah, no, honestly, Tara. So I really don't like the fact of when I left school, my first job was in radio, and I was about 17, 18. And from the ages of 18 through to about 23, I'm going to say somewhere around there, any public holiday, basically any holiday, I had to do the breakfast show. So while people are all having fun at Christmas and being, oh, cool, hey, I'm doing this and stuff like that, I was behind a microphone, which I really liked. But it was really hard to then go, cool, I'm going home now because it's Christmas. See ya. And I'd go home to an empty house by myself because it was how it was. And I kind of just went, meh. And from there, it kind of just went, meh. But good thing about it was I was getting drunk at like about 10 o'clock in the morning. Got absolutely hammered, passed out, woke up and went, right, do I want to cook dinner? Meh. So to me, it got to a point where Christmas, New Year's, my birthday, any other public holiday was just another day. I did not care. And that would be why it's gone meh.
But see, now you have a family that loves Christmas.
Now, and I'm still meh. But as I've said, I will be meh until we have a kid. Once we have a kid, then I'm going to just change.
I'm working on that.
So that is my honest answer. I could have made up some real random story like, oh, I set Santa in the mall and he beat me up or something like that. But no, it legit was just like, it's just another day.
Well, because I know I followed you. I've followed the show for a few years, and I've known how kind of like how you are about Christmas, and I just always wondered if there was like something to it.
Also, you're wrong.
Yeah, no,
it's not just another day. It's Christmas.
It is. It's the best day.
I have slightly opened up a little bit because it used to just be like I wouldn't even have like a tree up kind of thing. I'd be like, nah. So having a tree up, I'm slowly getting there. Let's put it this way: if Christmas was a bath, I'm up to about my like ankle now. Where before I was just standing there waiting, like no, I've dipped it in, gone a little bit further, just getting warmed up to it, kind of thing. Yeah, I haven't fully on the bath yet, but again.
Congratulations! We'll get you up to your next soon.
Guarantee
I'm
it,
sure.
right?
I'm sure if I was over in America, had a white Christmas or something like that, it would like change overnight.
Well, I want to go to America for a white Christmas, but we can't because you work in retail.
Yeah.
So the thing about America is there's a lot of different parts of America. So we are in a little place called California. And part of that California is a little place called San Diego. And most of San Diego has not seen a white Christmas in probably a couple thousand years.
So like Australia.
Pretty much. I mean, it's funny because like, well, San Diego is like, it's so like diverse in like a climate sense, because you have the beach, you also have desert, and you have mountains. So you do have areas of San Diego that do have snow, but it's like it takes away from it because everybody goes out there to see the snow. So they like leave trash and like their children, and just it's not good.
They leave their children?
Yeah, they leave their children out there, the ones they don't want.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's
that
not
is how we
in your
get
backyard. Yeah.
See, I've always said to Gareth that if we had the opportunity, I would love to go to, is it New York, and go visit Rockefeller Square and see the Christmas, or is it the Rockefeller Center? I can never remember. And see the Christmas tree and go ice skating. And
you basically want to love
that too.
Holiday kind of thing.
No, I don't want to love actually holiday. I think white Christmases are very romantic. I mean, it's the epitome of Christmas. We live in the Southern Hemisphere, so we get summer. And it's not really Christmas because it is so hot.
This is true.
So hot.
But then again, it is quite funny, especially when you're talking to mates overseas, America.
Yeah,
yep. When you're sitting there and like, with the exception of you guys, obviously, because you haven't had snow, but they'll be like, "Oh, we're having a white Christmas. What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm outside in my togs, cooking on a barbecue, about to get into a pool full of like, a paddling pool full of ice and water to get drunk." Why are you doing that? It's so cold. Not here. It's not. We haven't had we haven't had rain in like 8 months. So
and we do have
decent
rain
in 8 months. Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
So that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's it's funny because being in San Diego, everybody thinks that like Southern California people, like all we do is like our jobs, our main careers are like we're Tom Cruise's surf buddy. Like that's what we do for a living. Like everyone thinks that you know movie stars and that you just surf with them all day and maybe do other recreational plants and stuff.
Plants.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
It's family friendly, but yes. We can weed through references and understand what you're talking about.
We can weed through them, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. When I think of San Diego, I kind of envisage.
I think of two things straight away.
San Diego Zoo.
Daniel and Trinity.
No. I think of three things.
Yep.
Three things.
And
Dan and Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
A guy getting dressed up as a woman.
Huh? Yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh yes, Mrs. Doubtfire, of course.
And that show you make me watch, and I watched one episode and went, I'm never watching this again. Full House.
No, that's San Francisco.
That's San Francisco.
In that case, I am wrong. I think of two things straight
away. They had the Golden Gate Bridge. That's San Francisco.
Okay. Wait,
I've never seen Mrs. Doubtfire, so I didn't even know it was in San Diego. Is that in San Diego?
That might be San Francisco as well. I think of two things. Dan and Trinity. What's up?
And the San Diego Zoo.
There's a San Diego Zoo.
It's not all bad.
And the America's Cup. That's about it.
And what now?
The America's Cup. It was always held in San Diego until Kiwis took it away from him.
Yeah, and then we lost it to whoever we lost. You know what? Let's not go into that. That's a very sore point.
Yes, but anyway, so what have you guys got planned for this Christmas in a couple of days when this gets released?
So, we showed you before the show our big pile of presents. We decide that if you're a friend and you have a child, we don't buy for you, we buy for your child, but we spoil our friends' children. And then we do ourselves a 12 days of Christmas where we pick a day for each of our friends or their children and we bring them presents or we have dinner and we have our own little Christmas with them before Christmas. So that's what we're coming up on.
Aw. That's lovely.
I wish we had 12 friends to do that too. That sounds awesome.
We do have 12 friends to do that.
The thing is, we don't have 12 friends. We literally just see people on the street with children. We're like, you guys look cool, and we like your kid. Like, we're going to buy them a present this year.
What's your address?
Yes, what's your address?
What's your address? Yeah. Any dietary requirements, and then they're like, well, by the time you have to explain that to the cops 6 times, they're just like, oh, it's Dan and Trinity. What's up? It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, we're banned from like 4 parks, but it's no big deal. There's plenty of parks around here.
So you guys,
once again, another reason why you can just grind through those parks. It's fine. It's all cool. What?
Stop
I
it.
never said anything.
Stop it.
Never said anything.
I wouldn't use the term grinding through.
Do you guys get on the so one thing, and it's probably ridiculous. Would you stop?
Sorry, but I've got so many.
Just
not gonna
refrain.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh.
So we see a lot of like Christmas movies and stories and TV shows that sort of based in America, and a lot of them are based around charity work. Do you guys do any charity work at Christmas?
I wouldn't say it's
you
something.
Did.
Okay, I did. We don't do it regularly, but so Rady's Children's Hospital. When I was growing up, I was really sick. My parents had their own parking spot there. We were there all the time, and my company that I work for, they do this thing called Geico Cares. So they basically pay you to go do volunteer work. And they had something at Rady's Children's Hospital around Christmas, like a toy drive or something like that, where everybody donated a bunch of toys, and then each parent for a child in the hospital and all their siblings got a little ticket, and they all got to come down and just pick whatever they wanted. And I just had to volunteer because way back when I was going to the hospital all the time as a child, I stayed overnight over Christmas. Like I was in there for 2 weeks one time, and I stayed over Christmas. And when I woke up on Christmas morning, they had a huge bag of toys outside my hospital room for me. So I was like, this is the thing I'm going to do this year. So I guess, yeah, I did charity work this year.
Nice.
I love that. That's wonderful. Like, it's hard to give back to the community. We try where we can to donate as much as we can as we go. We don't really have that kind of thing, do we? We don't really do toy drives and stuff in Australia, do we?
Not really, no. We kind of just I just got news this morning that so where my work is outside, there's a children's park, in the middle of a mall, like
playground.
A little playground thing.
Feral.
So as you can imagine, trying to sell cameras while kids are screaming in the background, it's just a lot of fun around Christmas. My hearing's gone. It's so great. But I did hear this morning that supposedly there were a couple of parents having a bit of a punch-up in there. So that's one way to spread the Christmas joy, I suppose.
What, separating two brawling mothers?
Yeah, get the cops involved. Yeah.
Did you record it?
No, I wasn't there. It happened to be the one day that I'm not there.
You could have really shown the quality of those cameras. You can look how good this camera lens is.
I'm going to be so upset if there's no photos. If there's no photo, I'm going to be so upset. I'll be like, come on.
I'll be upset.
I'll use that exact same thing. Like, hey, this is how you use a GoPro.
Do you guys have Black Friday in Australia?
Sadly,
unfortunately, yes.
You do.
And we hate it.
Yeah.
Is it called Black Friday?
Yep.
Are you of the same belief as I am that all Fridays indeed matter?
Oh my
God. I don't know. We don't always get Fridays. Because Gareth works in retail, he often works weekends, so Friday doesn't technically mean anything to him. It's just another day.
I like how Bex has missed that joke entirely. I'll tell you afterwards.
I insanely dislike the way that you just made me look like an ASS on the screen. Anyway, moving on.
my favorite Bex.
I completely hate Black Friday. I hate malls at Christmas. In fact, I hate malls on public holidays, full stop.
I just hate malls.
Yeah, I think they're
really Yeah, too many zombies.
At this time of the year, no, go on. You
had a coffee shop in the mall for like almost 4 years, and every time we tried to go visit her, it was like anxiety and people touching you and hair and gross and children, dirty children. And it's not a fun time, whether it's Christmas or a Monday. It's just not a fun time.
No, malls are horrible. I